Hello everyone. I am Dr. Susmita Sao, Senior Gynecologist, SS Hospital, Talcher, Odisha. Today I am going to explain about a very common and interesting topic in obstetric, where all the patient comes, they ask, Madam, will I have a normal delivery or a cesarean section? And the most common indication of cesarean section is usually nowadays oligohydramnios. Then what is oligohydramnios? Oligohydramnios means scanty liquor amni or less amniotic fluid in the amniotic sac. This is the definition of oligohydramnios. And then what is amniotic fluid? Amniotic fluid is a liquid which surround the fetus in the uterus. Baby always lies inside a balloon like structure where amniotic fetus is surrounded by a fluid that is called amniotic fluid. Before you in the uterus there is a sac which contains amniotic fluid, and within that amniotic fluid the baby is there. So what is oligohydramnios? Oligo is derived from two words, oligo and hydramnios. Oligo means scanty or less, and hydramnios, as you know, name suggests, hydra means something related to water. Then water content of the amniotic sac, that is amount of amniotic fluid. Then what is oligohydramnios? There is a definition of oligohydramnios. Clinically, oligohydramnios is defined when the amniotic fluid is less than 200 ml. And then what is the normal level? At term, it is around 600 to 800 ml at term. During at term means completed 37 weeks of gestation, and if it is less than 200 ml, then it is called as oligohydramnios. So how will you measure whether the pregnancy, the mother is having oligohydramnios or not? We usually measure sonographically or by ultrasound. So amniotic fluid index is a measurement, that is AFI, which is normally 8 to 18 is normal, and if it is less than 8. And how you calculate the amniotic fluid index? It is the maximum vertical measurement, vertical diameter in the 4 quadrant of the uterus, where the when the uterus is divided in 4 quadrant, upper right corner, upper left corner, and then lower left corner and lower right corner. When the vertical pocket is measured, then sum of all the 4 quadrant gives AFI, amniotic fluid index. So if the amniotic fluid index is less than 8 and some tells as less than 7, then it is called oligohydramnios. Mild oligohydramnios is told when it is AFI is 5 to 7, and severe oligohydramnios is told when it is less than 5. It is called polyhydramnios if the amniotic fluid index is more than 18. Then what is the origin of amniotic fluid? It is probably of mixed maternal and fetal origin. This scheme shows the origin and circulation of amniotic fluid. It may be transmitted from maternal serum across the fetal membranes. It may be transmitted across umbilical cord or placenta. It may be transmitted of fetal plasma, or it may be a contribution from the fetus. Daily urine output of fetus is around 400 to 1200 ml, and it swallows about 200 to 500 ml of liquor every day at term. So it is completely changed and replaced in every 3 hours. The amniotic fluid composition is completely changed around 3 hours. So volume at term is 600 to 800 ml. As the pregnancy continues post term after 42 weeks, the liquor amount is reduced to 200 ml at around 43 weeks. Now, what is the function of amniotic fluid? First of all, it is categorized in two parts. First, the function during pregnancy, and second is the function during labor. During pregnancy, it acts as a shock absorber. Second, it maintains the fetal temperature, maintains an even temperature around the fetus. And third one is it distends the amniotic sac and thereby allows for growth and free movement of fetus. Fourth one is it has very less nutritive value, like it contains less sodium and protein, which is very negligible, and which is very negligible, but it has a very good proportion of water. That's why it maintains the hydration of the fetus. Now, during labor, what is the function of liquor amni? Amnion and chorion form a hydrostatic wedge which helps in dilatation of the cervix. It puts a pressure when the cervix, when the uterus is contracting. It puts a pressure on the lower part of the uterus and cervix, which helps the fetus to be propelled out and to give a pressure to dilate the cervix. Second is during uterine contraction, it prevents marked interference with the placental circulation and even protects the cord from pressing it. If the liquor is scanty, the fetal cord which is going to the placenta, it may be compressed while during uterine contraction. Third part is it flushes the amniotic when the back of membrane ruptures. It flushes the birth canal at the end of first stage of labor, which has a aseptic and bactericidal effect. So when baby passes after the flushing of the amniotic fluid, it gives a sterile atmosphere to the baby to pass through the birth passage. Now I will tell the causes of oligohydramnios or etiology of oligohydramnios or scanty liquor amni or amniotic fluid. Number one is fetal chromosomal anomalies, like in trisomy there may be oligohydramnios. Second is intrauterine infection may be a cause, or some drugs like NSAID and many drugs may cause oligohydramnios. Next is renal agenesis of the fetus. If there is, since the baby swallows and urinates, and this is a part of formation of amniotic fluid, so if the renal function is not good of the baby, then or renal agenesis or obstruction in the urinary tract of the fetus may be a cause of oligohydramnios, or there may be placental insufficiency due to maternal causes like medical conditions like hypertension, diabetes, or any other condition of mother may cause oligohydramnios, where there is placental insufficiency due to maternal medical complication that may also cause amniotic fluid less. So the another condition is there where amnion nodosum, which is failure of the secretion of the cells of the amnion covering the placenta. This is a condition that may cause oligohydramnios, or there may be post maturity or dysmaturity where the pregnancy continues beyond 42 weeks, which may decrease the passage of urine of the fetus, and thereby causes less amniotic fluid. Then what complication occurs if there is less amniotic fluid? Now this condition is broadly divided into two conditions, like maternal complication and fetal complication. Complication causing fetus, this may first, it may cause abortion. If it is in the within 20 weeks, it may cause abortion. It may cause a deformity of the fetus during its development, since the parts of the fetus, developing fetus, may touch the uterine wall inside. It may, while growth, it may cause deformity like amniotic band syndrome, or there may be some hypoplasia, or some adhesions, like finger may be adhered, or there may be some deformity in the limbs also. Third cause, it may cause fetal pulmonary hypoplasia, or there may be cord compression, which may lead to stillbirth, or fetal death may occur due to less amniotic fluid. Now, about the maternal complication, since this is not a favorable condition for the progress of labor, this may cause prolonged labor due to uterine inertia, and this may increase the operative interference due to malpresentation, or there won't be any progress of labor, and so maternal exhaustion may occur, and consequences of maternal exhaustion, ketoacidosis, it may occur. I think you have understood this topic of oligohydramnios very well, and even if you have not understood anything, you have a doubt, you can go to my comment section and leave the questions, and I will answer the questions whenever I get the time. And till then, goodbye. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you like the topic, please like and share. Thank you all.